好, this is Zoe. Nice to meet you. This May, I moved from China to the Netherlands to start a new job, so I am an expat. The word expat is widely used here to refer to people who come to the Netherlands from other countries. As an expat, settling down is full of challenges. In this video, I would like to talk about this process. Hope my experience and suggestions would help you. A little bit more about myself. I lived in the UK for more than 4 years for my PhD, so this is not the first time that I moved from China to a Western country. But my previous moving experience doesn't make this time any easier. If you have never moved abroad, what I'm going to share would probably make you feel even more stressed because it's going to be a long list of to-dos, but it will be alright. You are much stronger than you think you are. Let's get started. I will talk through the list of topics one at a time. I also mark the exact starting time of each topic. You can pause here to take a screenshot and go directly to the topic that you most want to know. Ta-da! Accommodation. It is very important to look for accommodation before traveling to the Netherlands. There is a huge housing crisis in the Netherlands. In the major cities, finding a place to live is expensive and difficult. It may take you months, at least weeks, to find a place to live. You can try to ask your friends in the Netherlands and your future colleagues for help. It is possible that they know someone who is trying to find a tenant or share a house together. If you are a student or an academic staff, you may ask your university for help. But the university accommodation is also in shortage, especially around the start of each semester. I have known someone who had to wait for a whole year to move into the university accommodation. Since you will be put in a long waiting list, please remember to sign up for the university accommodation as early as possible. You can also contact a local real estate agent. But the downside of this option is that you need to pay your agent quite some money. You may search websites such as Airbnb to find a short-term accommodation during your transition period. Depending on your lifestyle, you can choose to live in a house or a flat, in the city or in a village. One thing I really like about Dutch buildings is that they all have large windows like this ones. So the rooms are usually very well lit. I also found that most rental places here don't provide any furniture, which means you probably have to sleep without a mattress or a working bulb for your day one. I will talk about house-related things such as water, electricity, the internet, as well as how to get furniture in topic 5. Another thing to be noted when you sign the rental contract. You will be asked to pay the rental security deposit along with your first month's rent. The deposit amount is usually 1 to 3 months of the agreed monthly rent, so be prepared to set aside some money. It is very likely that you have to pay the rent and deposit before you arrive in the Netherlands, only because you want to secure a place to live. But the good news is that you may be able to apply for the house allowance from the government. You can check this website for more information. Legalization and translation of documents. If you need a visa to work or study in the Netherlands, then you must deal with IND, whose English name is Immigration and Naturalization Service. If the documents IND requests are not written in Dutch, English, German, or French, you need to have them translated into one of these languages. For example, IND informed me that I should bring a hard copy of my birth certificate with me so that I can register as a municipality. So I obtained my Chinese birth certificate in China, went to a Chinese notary to get it translated to English. I sent it to the Provincial Foreign Affairs Office for legalization, and then sent the legalized document to the Netherlands consulates in Shanghai to get it double legalized. The whole process takes more than 5 weeks. Of course, you can also bring your notarized document to the Netherlands and then get it legalized by the Chinese embassy and then the Dutch authorities. But it may take even longer. If you want to use your driving license in the Netherlands, depending on your home country, you may need to get it translated and legalized too. If you want to get married or register a partnership in the Netherlands, you may also need to go through this process because you need to prove that you are not married. Here is a suggestion. List all the documents that require legalization and then go to this website and see what you need to do to get them fully legalized. Leave plenty of time for this task. Plenty of time. Payment, cash or card. I arrived at Netherlands with no cash at all. I have one Chinese Visa card and a UK Visa card, and it's very embarrassing that not every shop takes my cards. Sometimes my UK Visa card get accepted, sometimes not. It surprised me that the big supermarket chain store Albert Heijn doesn't take any of my Visa cards. Sometimes I made a purchase in a store, probably a pastry store or a grocery store, it doesn't matter, but the card machine doesn't accept my card, so I had to apologize and leave. Then I finally got some cash to minimize these awkward situations. I definitely recommend you to have a Dutch bank account, but you would never have it until several weeks, even months after your arrival at the Netherlands, so have some cash with you, just in case. Dutch residence permit. I entered the Netherlands with an MVV sticker on my passport. Basically, it is a provisional residence permit, depending on your nationality. You may not need it to enter the border. I applied for the MVV in China and it is only valid for 3 months, so I have to come to the Netherlands within this time window, or I have to apply for another MVV sticker. Upon my arrival, I need to apply for a Dutch residence permit to be able to continue living in the Netherlands long term. If you don't need a visa to enter the Netherlands, but you do want to stay for longer than 90 days, you may need a residence permit too. Check this website to see whether you need to apply. Accommodation, Part 2. Now you are in your accommodation, you need electricity, water, and internet connection. Let's say you arrive at 1st of September and you want the utility companies send water, electricity, and internet connection on the 1st of September. It is perfectly fine, but you need to do this 1 to 2 weeks ahead. Don't do it on that day. You can choose a plan online directly, or you can leave your number so that someone would call you. Many of these companies have customer service on WhatsApp or Facebook, and I found their responses usually very quick. You will also need to provide your payment information, so be prepared. If you don't move your whole house to the Netherlands, it is time to arrange your furniture now. It is not just about purchasing, but also about moving. Is it easy to move large pieces of furniture to your room? Let's say if you are living on the 3rd floor of a house, but the stairs are very, very narrow. There is literally no way to move the furniture through the stairs. In this case, you have to ask moving companies or professional movers. They have special devices and they know how to move without disturbing the neighborhood. You may refer to this video. Well, you can get around by choosing simple furniture. For example, I use foldable wardrobe instead of a big wooden one. I'm sleeping on a mattress every night and I find no problem at all. I also try to get most of my furniture second-hand. For example, I get my sofa for 10 euros, a nice round small dining table for 4 euros. As for the mattress I mentioned, it was for free and it was very, very nice. Different people have different lifestyles, so please don't think you have to live like me. No. If you plan to spend money on new furniture, there are always many good options. If you want to find second-hand furniture, you can go to second-hand local shops, join in Facebook groups of your building and your city, write emails to your friends and colleagues to see whether they want to get rid of some furniture. I also get many good second-hand furniture from the Chinese community. You can try your community too. Action is a chain store that I would definitely recommend you to visit. It provides a wide range of cheap goods. I also like doing some window shopping in Hammer and Blocker. Municipality registration and the BSN number. Once you obtain your residence permit, you should register at the local municipality. The local municipality keeps track of everyone who lives in this region. It also issues official documents such as a passport and a driver's license. You usually need to make an appointment online first. During the appointment, your information, including your current address, will be recorded into their system. When the registration is finished, if this is your first time to live in the Netherlands as a resident, you will be given a unique number. BSN number! I can try to pronounce this Dutch word. Burgerservice-nummer, which translates to the citizen service number. It is basically an identifier number for you. Even if you leave the Netherlands and come back on a different visa, your BSN number stays the same. In order to access the governmental services more easily, such as applying for a parking permit or house allowance, you can download an app called DigID. Once you get your BSN number, you can activate your DigID. Bank. Now it is time to think about opening a Dutch bank account. When you are shopping online in the Netherlands, the easiest way to pay is through Ideal. Ideal is an online payment system. It helps you to pay the online shop directly from your bank account. Ideal only supports its participating banks. Here is a list of these banks. So if you want to use Ideal, then you need to have a bank account from one of these banks. Of course, you don't have to, but if you do want to open a Dutch bank account, you need firstly choose a bank. Most banks provide good student packages for students, but you need to bring or upload documents to prove your student status. The bank will ask your ID, your address in the Netherlands, a mobile phone number that can reach you, and your email address. Letters to prove your address and your employment status may also be needed, so please be prepared to show these documents. In order to request a bank appointment, I try to go to the branch in person. I also try to do it online, and I found that it's quicker online. Well, it still took weeks, so make your appointment early. I would recommend you to Google with the keywords bank name space open a bank account to see whether you can apply online. If online application is possible, you may be asked to download its mobile phone app to complete your application process there, or fill in an online application form, followed by an in-person appointment at a branch. If the bank you choose requests BSN number in their online form, you can go directly to their branch to consult and make an appointment there. In theory, you don't have to have a BSN number when applying for a bank account in the Netherlands. However, it's very, very widely asked for. The ideal situation is that you just receive your BSN number before your bank appointment. So again, make your appointment early if you want to have your bank account early. Mobile phone contract. Not everyone needs a new SIM card here, especially when you come from an EU country. But I did. I used a prepaid SIM card first and then changed it into a monthly subscribed one. The prepaid SIM card is very expensive, and the fact that you are new here makes it even worse. Because you need data to navigate in a completely strange city, contact family members, and also need many minutes to call around to sort things out. So sign up for a monthly subscription if you can. However, some providers only allow you to pay via Ideal. For example, Libera. That means you cannot sign up for a monthly subscription until you have your Dutch bank account settled. That's why I used a prepaid SIM card first. But you can also find a provider that doesn't require you to pay via Ideal. But the subscription fee is probably more expensive. So this is a very tricky choice. Health insurance. According to the government website, as long as you live or work in the Netherlands, it is compulsory to take out standard health insurance. So as soon as you have your BSN number, you can go to any health insurance provider to purchase one. You can do it online, but I found it worthwhile going to the branch to talk to a staff, so that I actually can ask questions about my personal medical conditions and my needs. I chose a package very well suited to my needs as a result. I sorted my health insurance in June, but because my work contract started in May, so I had to pay from May time. This is very strange, but I guess if I had to go to A&E in May, then the cost will be reimbursed? Maybe? 30% ruling and driving license exchange. The 30% ruling is a Dutch tax exemption for employees who were hired abroad to work in the Netherlands. 30% ruling is usually applied through your host, namely your institution or your company. You don't have to worry about the process too much, but you need to submit a copy of your residence permit and your BSN number. After that, you just wait for the results. You will enjoy the tax benefits after gaining the 30% ruling. Once you are granted the 30% ruling, you can exchange your driving license to a Dutch driving license. For example, with my valid Chinese driving license, I can only legally drive in the Netherlands for 185 days. After this period, I will have to apply for a Dutch driving license. But with 30% ruling, I can exchange my Chinese driving license directly to a Dutch driving license. GP and dentist appointment. If you come from a European country, then you really don't need to worry about this section because everything is so familiar. But if you come from, let's say, China, then you will find the healthcare system here very different. First, you need to register with a practice. Search online and find a local medical practice near you. Online registration is widely supported now, especially during pandemic, so you can do it online with your BSN number, of course. When you have a health complaint and you decide to consult a doctor, then you can call your practice to make an appointment so that you will have a face-to-face consultation with one of the doctors. The doctor can give you medicine subscriptions according to your complaints. And in order to collect your medicine, you need to go to a pharmacy and pay for your medicine if the medicine is not covered by your health insurance. The good thing is that the consultation fee with the doctor is usually covered by your health insurance. I definitely need a dentist, so I register with a dental practice as well. The registration and appointment making process is similar. If your doctor thinks it's necessary for you to take some checks or tests that only a hospital can do, then your doctor would refer you to a hospital. So communicate your health problems with your doctor well to see whether a referral is necessary. You can also initiate a hospital referral from your doctor. So I just covered these 11 topics about how to settle down in the Netherlands. I hope this can help you. Thank you for watching my video, and I wish you all the best with your wonderful journey ahead. Thank you, and bye-bye!